Welcome! In this video, I'm continuing on my autumn junk journal plan, and we're using my Autumn Glory kit and the two Psalm 145 kits from last year, and we are making a waterfall junk journal. So stay tuned because we're going to make 3 special belly bands, and I'm going to show you how to print on envelopes on your computer. I want to show you something that's really, really fun. I watched a video a couple months ago of, I'll try and find it, of a woman who was printing on envelopes, okay? And I wanted to do an envelope like attached on the side of my journal. So what I did was I gently opened up a small envelope like this, okay? And I ran it through my printer. And how do you run it through your printer? You use repositionable glue stick. It's from Scotch, and I got it on Amazon. Okay, it's pretty inexpensive. And so I opened it all up, and of course you can't see it, but now I'm going to show you as we peel it off. See, there we go. So now I have a printed with the design that I wanted, right, that coordinates. So get some of that glue. Now I had to trim the one edge off where it was kind of a point to fit on the page, but that's okay. And I just ran it through. I printed, I attached it to just 24-pound copy paper because that is a little bit, you know, a little bit of heft to it because I knew peeling it like this, right? Okay, now I might have picked the wrong design. Well, let's just see real quick. Okay, so it would go back together like this, and the design. Oh, actually, look, if we put it on there that way, it does work. Does that make sense? Look, there's the design. It's one of the pages from this kit. Okay, so that totally works. And then you've got these pieces. Look, you could just cut that. And then you've got a great corner pocket, right? And it's already printed. So I just wanted to show you that. See what a great corner pocket that would be? So I'm going to go ahead and trim those and add that to my pile of pieces to use for this project. And then we will continue to make more fun ephemera. Let me know if you've ever done this before. Do you have this repositionable tape? Have you ever tried this? Now, the person that I was watching, just like I said, I can't remember. She actually used like a business envelope and just opened just the flap, where I opened the whole thing because I wanted it to be nice on both sides. Now, before I put this back down, there is some glue on here. So basically, look, I'm just going to rub it off because I don't want it, if I stick something in there, I don't want it to be on there. And look, it just comes right off. So it's kind of like that rubber glue. Remember, you used to be able to do that and you could rub it off. That's kind of what this is. Now, what I would do on this one before I put it in there is I'm going to probably use a piece of music paper. You don't have to rub it off here because we're going to put it back up there. Well, you kind of do, Diane, because I want to still have a pocket. That was my whole point. Okay, so let's just rub this off. I'm sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Can't do it without shaking the camera. So let's put a piece of music paper. Not music paper. I'm going to put an old dictionary. And for this part, because I'm doing something with a pattern that goes a specific way, you have to make sure that you've got your paper that way, which I do at this point. So let's see if is that straight, close enough. There we go. Just glue that on. Let's make these. Pick this back up. Trim this. this is the direction. So it's going to be folded back like that. This is going to come up there. This is going to come over here, right? Yep. And see, so now I have it beautifully lined. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me get mine. So you can see it's a small envelope. So try that printing. It works really well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the glue back on to glue the envelope closed, because we got off most of the parts where I want to be able to put something in there, right? So now there still is a pocket. That's what I got to make sure. Yeah. Make sure the pocket is there. So I'll gently put that down, and then there's the pocket. Okie doke. So, oh, well, Diane, you get this on there yet, won't you? Okay, so as I said, the way I ran it through, we are going to attach it on, we could do it. No, I don't want it on the cover. And I don't want to cover up that one. Okay, look, we could just put it right on here. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then it goes like that. Right, so that's the front. Or, of course, we always have the back, don't we? Yes, so we could do it back here. Okay, I haven't decided exactly where we'll be putting that. So that's one project for this video, is printing on an envelope, lining it, and then using it as a beautiful tuck spot. Okay, now we're going to do belly band. Our first belly band is the most complicated. Okay, I've never made one of these before. I think I've figured out how Natasha did it, so I've got all my pieces ready. So let me show you the pieces that you need to get ready if you want to make this. First of all, you need a fairly, this is cardstock. It's lightweight cardstock, but I made a piece and I've rounded the edges. And I'm not going to give you any sizes, because the reality is it depends on what size you've decided to make the width of your journal and how tall your journal is, okay? So I've done that because I want this whole page is going to be this flip up. And this is going to be the top of it. Set that aside for a second. So what I've done is I've taken the Bible verse note cards that come in the two Psalm 145 kits. Okay, I've cut them all out. And because I printed them on cardstock, they were perfect to do this part. And then I decided like what arrangement I want to have. Now right now they're all too close, but I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So we're going to start with this one. And all I did was, see how it's Bible verse and the notes on there? I just scored it and folded it, and then I've rounded the corners, okay? So we're going to start with that one. And this is going to be, I want this to be down just a tad. I want that top to be seen. Before we put that on, I'm leaving space for it, because what we're going to end up having is, she ended up having this piece that comes over. It's going to come from underneath there, and it's going to come over and kind of like hold them all down. So I took a piece of the paper and I backed it onto a piece of manila folder. And then on the bottom, I think she has a circle, which then you just like, you know, put it underneath the edge of the circle. But I thought about, why not use this really cool punch that I have, that I hardly ever use. It's a We Are Memory Keepers, and it makes this like a tab thing. So what I'm thinking is we're going to put that on there and glue it down, and then when this comes over, I got to let go up there, we will just tuck this in there, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. So because this is going to go on last, this is going to go underneath, and I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to start approximately there. And we are going to glue them down, okay? So let's go. So I said, this one is not the most difficult, it's just you have a lot to prepare for, okay? Now, so I see what I'm saying, I want to do this by probably a little bit farther down. so that we have it like that. That's the way I want it. Okay. And I cut these just like a fraction smaller from a width perspective, okay? So that's our first one. And then here's the second one. And I'm just eyeballing this. Now, if you've done this before, hopefully you're sitting there talking to me saying, Diane, well, why didn't you? You're going to be telling me what I should have done. Which, okay, like I said, I'm eyeballing mine because I'm not that into that it has to be some perfect thing. I just want it to be really nice. And that looks good enough for me. So that one would flip up. This one will flip up. Then we're going to do the next one, right? And I gotta, there, see, that'll be just perfect where that is. Whoops, I got 2 on there. I was like, why is that acting weird? Does this one go next? Or does this one go next? Oh no, this one has to go next because I tried to do a design in between the plane. And that was what I was trying to accomplish so that it gave it some interest. Okay, so that's gonna be approximately, like I said, if you've done this and I'm doing something wrong, please put a note in the comments. Diane, if you had done it, blah, 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 then I would have been able to listen. Okay. Because like I said, I kind of watched her do this and then I just decided, yeah, I can do this on my own. I'm doing it on my own and then I'm teaching you at the same time. But that's the way it goes, right? That's the way I do things. Okay. Now, I'm going to say what all the people say. Look at all this journaling space. Yes, you could journal in there. I'm going to end up putting probably a lot of the word art that I included in the Psalm kits on here, on these pages. I haven't decided that part yet because I was just trying to make sure I could get this done to show you how cool that's going to look. Actually, it looks doing pretty good. Okay, maybe this is the right way. Well, it's the way that Diane is doing it. And every one of us has our own way of doing stuff. Okay, I'm going to lift that one up. I'll put that one. And I have to be careful how far down I go. That one might be a little bit narrower because this has to go on there. And that might not work. We might have to take this one off. You know what? Let's leave this one off for a second because I have to leave space to put that thing so that when it comes over, it will go into there. See how it's coming together? Okay, so now let's put this on. We'll leave that one off. Whoops, I'm sorry. I was off camera. Didn't get to the pool today because I had to drop off Lexi at daycare, my dog. And then I had my chiropractic appointment. I stopped going about a year ago and oh, I've been sitting way too much. So I really had to get back over to him. So I went last week and he showed me how messed up I am, which I knew I was. Because I sit all the time, right? I'm sitting on my computer and I'm doing all this stuff. Okay, so now, see, I wanted it to be longer so that I made sure it could fit into there. So now, basically, we can trim this now. Okay, it just needs to be under this part. Okay, so let's pull that back out. There we go. And that will just sit like that. I think hers was different. I think it came from the back. But see, like I said, every time I make something or you make something that I've shown you, you're making it your version, and that's what makes it unique and somewhat new. So in the junk journaling world, to be honest, I don't think there's very many new ideas. New meaning like no one's ever done it. I think it's more, I see somebody do something, you see somebody, we make it, and then it becomes ours, right? Because of the way we made it. We use different papers, we use different sizes. Okay, yes, actually, look how cool that looks. Okie doke. Yep, and it fits in there perfect. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. So I'll decorate that later. I wanted to just walk you through how to make this very ornate belly band. Number 2 belly band. I went ahead and I glued this down so the whole back of it is glued onto that spot. And then we've got our little tuck, which looks really good. Now, I'm showing you how to make these components, okay? And I'm not showing you that they're decorated because that's going to be one of my last steps, is when I go and decorate with all the little pieces of ephemera that I have. So for number 2 belly band, look at this. This is so cool. What we're going to do is, this is the belly band portion, right? What I did is I made a tall, let's put that over there. I made a tall notepad. And so I used some of those background pages that come in the kit. Okay, there's 4. Hold on one second. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I took a piece of manila folder, covered it on that side, and then I covered the back also, okay? Because how this is going to work is you need this to be stiff. This is just writing paper. So we're gonna put that down, and then this is gonna kind of like hang on there, right? And then here's another example of me trying to teach you to use ephemera pieces in different ways. So this one came just like this. And the way it's designed is you would fold these in and it would just be a pocket. But I went, wait, that looks so good on top of that paper. So I just trimmed that off to where I had already cut it out, right? And then I put a fold on it, and I'm leaving this part because I thought it looked really cool. So you staple your papers onto your piece of manila folder. Let's take this off for a second, okay? And then we're gonna glue this on. And then, as I was making this, I thought, oh my gosh, look, we should probably put this on there, but I didn't cut it right enough. Okay, hold on. I have another piece right here. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this first, and then we'll add the little trim. Okay, now you could staple this. This is with the tiny attacher, is what I used. And I liked, the reason I was excited about using this little piece the way it is see how it's already angled like that? Because that was, you're supposed to fold it up, but we're not going to fold it up. So now it says autumn, and I'm thinking what we'll do is let's add this piece of, yeah, Diane, it will come to me, won't it? Okay, let's just go ahead and glue on here. I want to say fibers, but that's not what I want. It's actually trim. It's actually upholstery trim, to be honest with you. And I've had it for forever. Okay, so we've got that on there now. Now I'm going to lift this way, and we'll angle it, which look how cool that is looking. That just gives it a whole different feel, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so you had to make sure this was wide enough, which I know it is. Oh, look, I did that slightly off. So we'll just, I'll trim this a little bit. There, that's good enough. Okay, so let's put the glue on both sides, and you want to leave it open. You don't want to close it up too much, or otherwise you have to start all over again with this piece. And we're going to put that about right there. Wipe off my glue because I got too much. Okay, so we've got our glue on there. And then we will, as I said, you have to have this on a piece of like cardstock, or obviously I use manila folders for everything. So that's how this is going to go right in there, and it's going to hang right there. Oh, I put this down so low. I should have put it up higher. Well, it's too late now. It's already glued. Because if I pick that up, it'll probably rip that paper. And I'm not starting that all over again, okay? So there is number 2 belly band. Number 3 belly band. So I think I had showed you when we started that I found 3 or 4 sheets in my scrapbook paper stack of cardstock that coordinated. And while I love all the numbers, we're going to cover it up, and I think it's too similar. but I liked the back of it, right? That would give us a break from the eye. And so I've cut it 4 inches wide because my piece is 6 inches wide, so I have enough space. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like 6 pockets on this one belly band. How are we going to do that? Well, in my Psalm 145 kit, you're gonna see that I've given you these multi-layered pocket pieces, okay? I don't know. Oh, that's 2 different. Yeah, it's 2 different ones. I have 2 different things. Anyway, and I cut these out, and I'm just reorganizing them, okay? They're from 2 different kits. And so I'm playing with them here. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to leave this open. Is that cool? Yes. Okay, so let's get these edged. And again, it's all just how you fold it. And another, as I'm always telling you, here's my tips. Think of ways to reorganize, reuse, use in different ways, parts, pieces that come in ephemera kits, okay? And that's part of what I am trying to teach you is, yes, I gave it to you in one way, and you could make that cute little pocket, and it just sits on a page and it looks really good. But again, I'm trying to do these really ornate, detailed pieces from Natasha's video is what I'm trying to model. So I'm using the parts that I have, I'm using them, as I said, in different ways. And so actually her piece for this belly band was she only had 3 little like just horizontal pockets. And I thought, well, okay, I'd have to go cut some more stuff up. And then I realized, wait, I already cut all this out. Why don't we just do this? Yes, let's just do this. Let's make it even more ornate than she did. See how fun that's going to be? Okay, so I have to keep them over to the side instead of being in the center. Because if they're in the center, well, let me make sure I said that. Because my punch, see, I already punched that. Because I knew I didn't want to do it afterwards. Well, I guess I can do it kind of in the center. There's enough space. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with this one. So let's put this one down. I'm sorry, you can hardly see me. This is such a tall piece. I'm going to put it about right there. Now let's move these up a little bit. Okay, we're going to have that one there. And then this one, oh, now see, I shouldn't have glued those sides down. I should have just glued the bottom. Okay, so learn from what I'm showing you. I think I'm going to do the sides after I get these all lined up. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, so that next one can be, so you can do the bottom. See, I'm just going to do the bottoms of these to match them up. And then we'll come back and do the sides. I think that is what's going to work. Okay, so this is going to be right there. Sorry, I just looked up to see, am I in camera? I have my, I have a table. I need to just take a picture. I'll take a picture and put it in this video. I have a table that I'm working on, okay? And this one is too wide that way. Anyway, on what is in front of me that you don't see on my camera is one of those little computer risers. It's got like 2 little shelves. And I keep a whole bunch of stuff there that I grab while I'm doing videos. And it's a very heavy metal table. And that's where I have my, am I doing this right? Yeah, my, I have a metal rod stand that holds my phone over my desk. And why am I telling you all that? That's a good question. See, I started doing something else. Now I forgot why I was saying stuff to you. Oh, because sometimes I'm not in camera. That's why I started that comment. It's like, what are you talking about, Diane? Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start putting some glue down. Right? I'm going to turn this a little bit. Anyway, I know why I said all that, because I have a tablet, an iPad, and I have that on a stand in front of me. So my phone, because the minute I started making videos, that you're making videos of your hands, right? I couldn't see what I was doing unless you stood up. Well, I'm not going to stand up. That's like even crazier. And that's slightly off, but okay, it's going to be off. So I did all this research and finally figured out, oh, I can turn my tablet into like a monitor. Yes, it's crooked. You know what? It got way crooked, but okay, let's see. Am I gonna rip everything if I did that? Anyway, there's if you're interested, just shoot me a comment. There's a free, oh no, I think I had to pay for it, now that I say that. It's an app that you put onto your phone and onto your tablet. And what it does is that's what I click on when I go to record. And I can look right up and I see exactly what my phone is filming, okay? And so I push start on my tablet, not on my phone, so I don't have to keep getting up. I had a remote, but it didn't always work. Okay, I think that worked. This one should probably go in a little bit, but let's see. If we can do it, fine. If we can't, it's just gonna stay. All right, there, let's fold that a little bit and I'll trim that, so that works. Anyway, that's how sometimes I look up and I see my white hair. And I go, Diane, you bent over too far. My head's too far in there. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Now the trick will be, did I glue it all closed? That one's open. That one's open. Yep, that one's open. That one, ooh, it wasn't open, so it's going to be a narrow one. And then that one's open. Okay, we got it. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay, so now let's just put glue here on the edge, right? And then we could put some more writing papers in there. So I'm showing you how to make a loaded, it is going to be loaded with spots. So I'm not going to stick any tags in right now because I have to go and find them. I wanted to show you the 3 belly bands in this video today. So I think we got a lot accomplished because I also showed you the cool envelope. That was the first thing that we started with. And where do I have it now? Because I've moved everything around. Let's see, where did my pretty envelope go? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's underneath everything. Okay, so let's look at what I've accomplished in this video. I added lace to the edge of the, oops, I'm sorry. Let me get in the camera. Here we go again. I added lace to this side. Oh, I should come back and do it on the other side. And I added lace on this one too. Yep, I'm gonna come back and put the lace on both sides. Okay, we printed on an envelope, and where this is going to go is going to be a good question. It may end up going like right there. That may be where we have it, which would be cool. That would be sticking out. So we'll see how that goes there. Or does it go back over here maybe? Let's try that. That could work right on there, look. That could work, and then we'll do something on there. Okay, so we've got the envelope, and then we made 3 belly bands. The most time-consuming was the flip up, right? So we made the flip up. We've got that fun thing like that, and then you can flip them all up, and you could take notes, and I made that cute little closure. And then we made this one, which, let me just grab a couple of tags. Do I have tags sitting here? I think I do. Some of them are too wide. There's another little one. That one would go in there. So that you can put all those tags in. And then we kept this wide open like that, right? And then where is, here, this one. Here is our notepad. So we got a lot done. Hopefully I'm you're enjoying this series as we're going to continue and make this beautiful. And until the next video, please like this video. Please share my videos. Make sure you're subscribed. Please join our Facebook group, which is Rooted in Christ Creative Community. It is a place where if you are a Christian, we are all about God and God's truth. We're running the Truth Tuesdays project in there if you're not familiar with that. If you're going to join the group, make sure you answer my questions to keep the group. Make sure that everybody that's in there should be in there. So till next time.